Hey, MacDowin here. Today we are taking a look at the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms Drizzt and Guenhwyvar action figure set. This was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive and available for about $39.99 if I remember correctly. First off, let's just, take in this package. Isn't this not cool? With being an Hasbro Pulse exclusive, they put a little bit more into it. It's kind of like that Snake Eyes classified action figure. It's got all this really cool art and ornamentation, decoration all around it with the really cool image there in the front. I'll just keep putting my hands in front so you can't see what I'm trying to show you. We'll flip it around and it's another piece of art, but it's all in kind of like a gray on black. It's a little bit difficult to see. I could do that. There are the main characters, and actually almost looks like there's a dragon there, but it's kind of hard to see, and my light just really doesn't help with all this. Anyway, let's get this thing out of the box so we can take a look at the figures. We're in between the unboxing because I took out the outer case and it didn't even occur to me that we could see something on the inner box. So here's all the stuff laid out, really cool. I'm gonna flip it around again, and back here, yep, see I already started opening it. Back here is the artwork that I couldn't really show you. It was kind of like a bone dragon of some sort, and he's out there, and yeah, we're getting ready to fight, trying to take that dragon out. But anyway, let's get this figure out of the box. I'm really fascinated, really interested to see him. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and please subscribe so you'll be notified of future videos. We got the figure and the accessories out of the box. Here they are laid out, and first thing I want to point out is how cool this inside back package art is. It's just, I'm enjoying this art, and I'm enjoying the pictures so much from this set. I really hope they make more. I would be down to buying bunches of these types of sets with this amazing artwork and these amazing characters from the game and the books and all sorts of things. This is really, really cool. All right, let's get in and take a look at these accessories first, then we'll get into the figures. And actually, real quick, before we go that far, I almost forgot, I was going to point these out. Got a bunch of these cards in the box as well, and I'll be honest, I don't really know what they're for. They're just really cool looking art cards. I'm gonna bump down my camera brightness a little bit so you can actually see them, but these are really pretty cool. There's two of this one, and there's one of that one, one of that one, and that one. So yeah, there's nothing. Well, there is actually. I should say there's nothing. There is writing on the backs of them, but they're very cool. They're just artistically speaking, they're pretty cool. So let's take a look at the accessories first, and then the figure. We'll start off with the non-figure accessories, and that is this Icewind Dale dice. It's very cool. This is a D20? I'm thinking it's a D20, but it's very cool. It's this kind of a blackish teal, blackish blue, and there's like sparkles all through it, if you can see that as I move it around. It's a very, very cool looking dice. Being someone who hasn't played Dungeons & Dragons, I'm sure there's tons of really awesome dice, but this one is really cool looking to me. I would definitely probably play with this. He comes with two swords that are very different looking. One's a gold color and one's a silver color. They've got the same color handles. One's got a blue kind of, is it a hilt? But they look a little bit different. They're very nice. You'll have to forgive me because I don't know everything about this character, and I'm sure this is something significant, but it looks like it's a necklace that goes around the neck. I don't know if it goes around him or the cat. I really don't. Comes with a secondary head. This head has the hair that's more calm and just straight and hanging down, as opposed to the one that's on him right now, where it looks like his hair is blowing in the wind. But the detail is very cool. You can see the ears sticking out through the hair and the way the strands are. Very, very nice looking head. He comes with two attachments for the swords, and I'll show you more about this later, but the sword slides up in here and it creates a cool like slicing effect. Maybe it's magic or something. I'm not really sure exactly what these represent. I just know they go on the swords because there's a spot right there for them. Again, not clear on what all these represent, but he does have this little cat statue that he comes with. And he comes with a couple swappable hands, a right-handed fist and a left hand kind of open, doing a magic conjuring type of, look. Maybe. But they're nice. Swappable hands are always great. And the last accessory is an add-on tail for the cat back there. It has an articulation point right there, so it's going to attach into the cat, and then, can move it around and do different things with it. We're going to take a look at Guinevar first, and I have to admit this is a very cool looking cat. When I got a horse from Boss Fight, I thought that was really cool and articulated. This one's quite amazing as well. First off, we're going to attach the tail. So, turn the cat around and kind of poke it on in there, and then it can rotate like this, like you're turning the pipe, I don't know. But it also articulates a little bit back and forth. Now, there is this point of articulation right in the middle. I guess this is the brutal chest cut like figures have. The neck has some articulation, the head has articulation, and the mouth opens and shuts. My goodness, doesn't that cat not look vicious with that mouth open? The back legs rotate back and forth. There is some articulation here at the knees and down here at the paws and halfway in between. There's lots of different poses that you can do. The arms only come out about that far. But you can do some pretty cool poses with this cat. There you go. Rawr. You can't see the cat. There you go. But yeah, you could do some really cool poses. Very neat. I like this animal. I like this a lot. Anyway, next is him, Dritz. So this is a very, very cool figure. I really like it a lot. I'm going to adjust my brightness there for a second, kind of darken it up here. But anyway, this is a very cool look at the figure, look at the design, look at the decoration. Oh my goodness, I think they did quite an amazing job on this figure. It's a hard, soft, that's not soft goods, but it's like a medium plastic cape back here. It will come off, as best as I can tell, when you remove the head. It won't slide over the hair that way. He's got the apparently new type of joints that Hasbro is using, and that is the invisible pins. You can't see the pins on the outside, they're on the inside. So real quick, let's go over what the articulation is. His head will move around and look up and down without the hindrance of this cape, but it's hindering right now. He's got butterflies, very small. Let's go ahead and pop the head off, take the cape off. That way we can see some things better. Can also see what his neck ratio is, which I think is actually pretty good. He's got some really tiny butterfly joints in there. I'm not really sure what the purpose is. They don't really do much. He can lift his arms, rotate his arms. He's got the bicep rotation and the invisible double pin elbow. Wrists rotate, and there is a hinge there. There is no articulation at the fingers. Hasbro is not known for articulated hinged fingers. He's got the ab crunch thing. His waist will rotate around a little bit there. There may be some hindrance from this belt. If you want him to do the splits, well, for one thing, he probably doesn't, but that's about as far as he can go. You could probably force them up higher. I'm not going to. He's got the thigh rotation. You can see the cut right there. Double pin and double invisible pin at the knee. And then there's a rotation at the ankle and a hinge at the ankle. Actually, there's kind of a double rotation from the leg and the ankle portion. But all in all, you can get this figure to pose quite well. A couple things back here is these are on some pretty loose, very small, soft plastic connectors here. So this is definitely not a play figure. This is a, you get him, you pose him, and you just look at him. Because too much work with these, and you're probably going to have some problems, these sheaths. Now, I'm going to make a very potentially obvious assumption here. These are two different color sheaths. One is kind of a gold, one's kind of silver. I'm going to assume the gold sword goes over here, and the silver sword goes there. Do you think I'm too far off in my guess of that? I don't know. Alright, let's pop his head off here real quick, because we're going to put the other head on. Oh, and his neck also has that articulation. It's like the G.I. Joe figures. It's the first time I've seen that before. So, we'll scoot his head down. There we go. So that's what he looks like with that kind of a head on. Head on, right there. Gonna set him off to the side, or stand him off to the side. Going to grab a sword here, and we're going to look at this thing. So right there, you can slide the sword up in there, and that gives it a motion, a whoosh, 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 whoosh type of a motion there. So that's pretty cool. Gotta bump the camera around here if I can. And so yeah. And they both will do that. As soon as I find it. There. Now we got two swords like that. These can just be set off to the side if you're not using them. As I said, we'll slide a sword in there. And we'll slide a sword in there. Did I do it the right way? I did it the right way. There. So he's got his swords on his hips. And, you know, I'm used to figures with guns, so he doesn't have a gun. I can't put a gun or anything in his hand, so not that I really want to. But anyway, let's pop his... Maybe the head wasn't fully on. Let's go ahead and put the cape back on. Let's see, will this head work? You know what, this... yeah, it will. It should, actually. If you care... Wow, he looks really shrunken in, like he's got no neck. Once he's got that on. It's kind of... Yeah. So, I think we're done looking at this figure. I think he's pretty cool. If it's available and you like fantasy type figures, I think this is a great figure to get. Let's take a look with him holding his accessories. Now it's kind of interesting. I can't get him to stand up. The cape and the swords must just be too heavy. Oh, there we go. So let's take a look at him holding his accessories. Here he is all geared up, and I think this just looks so cool, especially while he's in motion here. He's holding on to his sword, and there's a secret of how I got him to stand up this way. It all has to do with the sword sheaths back here. He's kind of leaning back, and those are helping prop him up. Otherwise, I can't get this guy to stand. He's pretty heavy with the cloak and the sword flames. Unfortunately, I think this cape is going to give you some problems. It's pretty heavy. Trying to get him to stand, he keeps wanting to fall over. But I swapped out his left hand for more of that open palm, not open palm, but open look. And it does give some really cool looks to it. But yeah, this is a pretty heavy cape. I could probably just bump him right over like that. And it destroys the illusion of how cool he looks. Overall, now that we're at the end of the review, I think this is a great figure. He looks great, the posability is awesome, he's going to make a great display piece on your shelf, and I recommend getting him if you have the ability to. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching. What do you think about this figure? Is this your type of figure? Is this not your type of figure? Does he look cool? Whether he's not your type of figure, I don't know. Leave any comments you want in the comment section below. And before you actually leave completely, check out my other review of Darvold, the Megaopolis exclusive action figure from Boss Fight. It's kind of down the similar type of figures. They are both dark elf figures. Anyway, but anyway, thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.